Chapter 2. Examination of what has and what has not transpired. Verse 1. Indeed, that which has transpired does not come to pass, nor does that which has not transpired. Separated from these, gata, the present passing away cannot be known. Verse 2. The opponent contends. Where there is movement, there is passage. There is movement also in the present passing away, but not in that which has transpired, nor in that which has not transpired. Thus, passage must reside in the present passing away. Verse 3. Nagarjuna asserts. Indeed, how is it possible for the present passing away to have a coming to pass? For it is not possible for the present passing away to be without a coming to pass. Verse 4. The assertion that the present passing away has a coming to pass results in a fallacy that the former can be without the latter. However, the present passing away does come to pass. Verse 5. There are two aspects of coming to pass inherent in the passage of the present passing away. That is, one, which gives substance to the present passing away, and the other, which is the coming to pass itself. Verse 6. If the two aspects of coming to pass are admitted, then there follow two kinds of passing, that is, transpiring entities. For a passing away which is devoid of a passing entity does not take place. Verse 7. If now the coming to pass which is devoid of a past entity does not take place, then, in turn, where will the passing entity be without the coming to pass? Verse 8. Indeed, a passing entity does not come to pass, and neither does a non-passing entity. Apart from these, how could there be a third type of entity coming to pass? Verse 9. Indeed, how is it possible for a passing entity to come to pass when, separated from a coming to pass, a passing entity does not take place? Verse 10. If it is asserted that a passing entity comes to pass, then a fallacy would result in that the entity could be separated from the coming to pass, and yet a passing entity requires the condition of passing away. Verse 11. If again it is asserted that the passing entity comes to pass, then another fallacy would result in two types of coming to pass. One type would exhibit the fact of a passing entity, and the other the coming to pass in virtue of being a passing entity. Verse 12. There is no commencing of passing away in that which has transpired or in that which has not transpired. Neither is there a commencing in the present passing away. Wherein, then, does it commence to pass away? Verse 13. There is no present passing away prior to the commencement of coming to pass, and also in that which has transpired. How could there be a commencement of coming to pass in that which has not transpired? Verse 14. As any form of the commencement of coming to pass cannot be seen, how could that which has transpired, the present passing away, and that which has not transpired be conceivable? Verse 15. Indeed, the passing entity, nor the non-passing entity, does not abide. How could there be a third entity besides these that abides? Verse 16. Indeed, how is it possible for a passing entity to abide when, separated from a coming to pass, a passing entity does not take place? Verse 17. There is no abiding nature in the present passing away, in that which has transpired and in that which has not transpired. Otherwise, the coming to pass, arising, and cessation would be identical with the concept of passage. Verse 18. It is not justifiable to say that the coming to pass is the same as the passing entity, nor is it justifiable to say that the passing entity is different from or alien to passage. Verse 19. If the coming to pass is identical with the passing entity, then, analogically, it would be the same as falling into the error of imputing a single character to the doer and his deed. Verse 20. Again, if it is discriminatively thought that the passing entity is different from passage, then perhaps the passing entity could exist without a coming to pass, and vice versa. Verse 21. As they, that is, coming to pass and a passing entity, cannot possibly be established in terms of a single character, nor of a different character, how could they be established at all? Verse 22. The passing entity which is known or described by passage does not initiate the latter, because it cannot exist prior to the latter. Yet, any entity somehow does come to pass. Verse 23. The passing entity which is known or described by passage does not initiate a different kind of passage, because in a single coming to pass there cannot possibly be two kinds of passage. Verse 24. The real state of a passing entity does not initiate three kinds of coming to pass, nor does its unreal state. Both the real and the unreal states of the passing entity do not initiate three kinds of coming to pass. Therefore there are no passage, passing entity, and that which is to be transpired.